Srimad Bhagavatam. So it's a vast subject, very big. It can go on for months, not days, not hours. But today I just pick very basic, which is three topics. One, what is Bhagavatam? Its essence. Number two, it has 12 cantos. What are they? Why they are in this sequence? What is the meaning of each canto? What does it represent? Third, what are the 6 questions of Bhagavatam considered as a pillar of Bhagavatam? What are those questions? What is their answer? Where are they located? Yes, only 3. We'll focus on only 3, and we won't. If time allows, we will talk more. So before we start, first, Mangacharan, the prayer of all auspiciousness. Om Jnana. Everyone can chant with me. Om Jnana Tirandasya Jnana Dhanashalakya Chakshurmantamye Tasmai Shri Gurave Shri Chaitanya Manovistam Sthapitam Ena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamyam Tadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Tapadkam Shri Guram Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sadjatam Sagna Raghunatam Tam Sagiro Sadvaitam Savadutam Patijana Sri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahana Dalita Sri Vishaka Vikancha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinavandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopi Kata Radha Kanta Namastate Tapt Kanchan Yogamani Radhe Radhameshwari Krishna Masati Parmamani Hari Muncha Kalpatrobhyas Kripa Sindhu Patitanam Pavani Vaishnavi Guru Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadada Srivasadi Gauri Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Sorry, I have some voice problem, so I might. Okay. Hare Krishna. Okay. First of all, Bhagavatam. What does this word mean? It has 3 words combined together. Srimad means glorious. Bhag means Bhagavan. Tam means narration of. So it is the glorious narration of Bhagavan. That's what the Bhagavatam word means. First of all. Now, Bhagavatam has 12 cantos. Canto means a section. Canto means a piece. So 12 cantos. Why not more? Why not less? We'll talk about it. So 12 cantos. This will be more of a historical session than a philosophical session. Mix more historical, less philosophical. So we can understand what Bhagavatam is, then get into the subject matter. So Srimad Bhagavatam has 12 cantos, 335 chapters, approximately 18,000 verses, but now it's less than that, but everyone says 18,000, so I stick to that. 18,000 verses, 335 chapters. Okay. Now, each canto has its Vedic name and an English name. In our books here, it is called, majority you will see English names. I will recite both, try to recite both. Vedic name and so Srimad Bhagavatam also spoken in other yugas too, other manmantras too. There are some of them are very big. I will stick to what is spoken in this kalpa. So I will stick only to that. There is only one story that overlap from previous kalpa into this kalpa. We won't get into that. That is later on. So focus of this kalpa and all the manus of this kalpa and all everything resided within this kalpa, all the appearances and everything. So we are in the 7th manmantra of this kalpa and 28th Chaturyugi, and we are in the beginning of that 28th Chaturyugi, Kali Yuga of that Chaturyugi. So first let's break it up. Manmantra, what is Manmantra? Each day 432,000 years is equal to 1 yuga. Multiply by the 2, the Dwapar. Multiply by the 4 is Satyug. Multiply by 3 is Dwapar, and then multiply by 2, Treta, and then just 432,000 years is Kali. So all of them combined together is called Mahayug. 14 of those Mahayug equal to 1 Manmantra. Approximately 1,000 Chaturyugis. So it comes out to 994, but everyone says it's 1,000. So stick to that. So 14 of those is equal to 1 Manmantra. 14. So 71 of those Mahayuga equal to 1 Manmantra, and 14 Manmantra equal to 1 Kalpa. 1 Kalpa is the 1 day of Brahma, not the night, day. And night is the same size. So day and night equals is called Mahalya, 1 Mahalya. So this is how it is split. So we are in the 7th Manmantra of this Chaturyugi, of this Kalpa, and the 28th Chaturyug is going on. The 27 already gone. We are on the 28th. And we are in the Kali Yuga of that 28th Chaturyug in the very beginning, only about 5,500 years into this. So this is where we are today. And then Bhagavatam. So what happens is Veda Vyas, the incarnation of the Supreme Personality, he wrote, before he used to be before this Yuga, Kali Yuga, used to be word of mouth, like everyone memorize everything. So they know that in the Kali Yuga, what will happen is people will forget. So then Veda started to have this in writing. So once he wrote about 4 Vedas, Samved, Yajurved, Arthved, and Rigved. Rigved, Samved, Yajurved, and so four Vedas and 18 Puranas. So 18 Puranas are split like this. 5 Puranas dedicated to Lord Brahma, 9 to Lord Vishnu, 4 to Lord Shiva. What are they? So let's start with Lord Brahma's. So it's called Brahma Puran, Brahma Vaivarta Puran, Brahmanda Puran, Bhavishya Puran, and Markandeya Puran. And Lord Vishnu's are Vishnu Puran, Narad Puran, Garuda Puran, Padam Puran, Varha Puran, Vaman Puran, and then Matsya Puran, Kurma Puran, and Bhagavad Puran, which we call Srimad Bhagavatam. And 4 Puranas of Lord Shiva are Shiv Puran, Agni Puran, Linga Puran, and Skanda Puran. These are 18 Puranas. So we are looking at only one after compiling all this Vedas, Purans, all the other Vedic literature, Vedas, Upanishad part of the Vedas, and the Vedanta Sutra, Darshan, Mahalya, so many other things written by him, but he was not satisfied. So then he approached his spiritual master, Narada Muni, and he described all his uncomfortness, or not, like he's not so feeling well after compiling all this. So what happened? So then he says, because you have described, you have produced the scriptures or the knowledge which will confuse people in the future. You are glorifying here Brahma, you're glorifying other devatas, and then you're mixing things up. So you haven't glorified in exclusive the Supreme Personality. Although you have mentioned everywhere Supreme Personalities, it is mentioned in the other Puranas, but not fully. So he said to compile something which will glorify the Supreme Personality. Then he compiled a Puran called Bhagavat Puran, Srimad Bhagavat Puran, the glorious narration of the Bhagavan, Supreme Personality Shri Krishna. So this is the technical name for this, so that we can understand this. Now, as you notice in Bhagavatam, you will know Brahma Uvacha, Narada Uvacha, Yudhishthira Uvacha, so many Uvachas. What's going on? Like we thought Vedvas has written all this. Yes, he did. All these narrations were put together. So Bhagavatam is what? It's a collection of dialogues between sages and supreme personalities and the devatas, demigods, supreme personality and the other kings. So it's a dialogue. So this is why it's different uvachas. So this is why we just see that every section has different uvachas, and later on added. Like you said, Suta Uvacha, Shukuvacha. Shukuvacha was added after. Sutavacha added after. So this is a collection of all that, all the dialogues between the personalities, transcendental personalities. If we hear a name of a demon in Bhagavad, or a demigod in the Bhagavad, or a king in the Bhagavad, or the Supreme Personality, or the sage, they're all transcendental personalities for a purpose, to do something, to present something to the world. So we should not say this is demonic, but they were sent for a purpose, right? So one should understand one technical point: Asura and demon. Sometimes people mix both of them. Demons are who physically harm the other person. Asura is a mentality. Like we can say, oh, this person has Asura mentality. He's talking so bad with the devotees. So that's Asura mentality. So Asura is a mentality. Demons is physically harming the others. That's demon. So we should remember this, because you will see a lot in Bhagavatam. So these are the points we should know. Okay. Bhagavatam carries three deep meanings. One, Srimad Bhagavatam glorifies Krishna, right? And Srimad Bhagavatam is a literary incarnation of the Supreme Personality. Literary means in words, direct in words. When we say something in words, that's called literary. Literary means in words. So that's what. So which is in writing, which we see in writing. So this is a literary incarnation of this. Second is explaining the divine characteristics and the activities of the Supreme Personality. Third is glorifying the devotees of the Supreme Personality. Three main things happening in Bhagavatam. So it also touches three major subjects: Bhagavat, and Bhakti. Bhagavat means Supreme Personality, Bhagavan. Bhagavat means Bhagavatam, or the scriptures. Bhakti means devotees, devotional service. Throughout Bhagavatam, if somebody asks me what is Bhagavatam, if I were to put in 2 words, Bhagavatam means devotional, learning how to engage in devotional service. This is a book will teach you how to engage in the devotional service. If somebody with full honesty, not read, study Bhagavatam. If you study Bhagavatam with full honesty means you got to be careful understanding it. If you don't ask someone, full honesty, just like you prepare for an exam. If you fully understand Bhagavatam, if you study Bhagavatam with utmost effort, your guarantee Maya is gone, your illusion is gone. Then you're ready for pure sadhana. Till Maya is not gone, you can chant, you can do everything, but the pure bhakti, pure consciousness will not come. You can try this life, many other lives. Maya has to go. Two examples in Bhagavatam, Ajamil and Chitraketu. They were sent back, they were given another chance to clean up before you go back home. So even Krishna in Bhagavatam is giving an example. If you miss something, you will send again to clean it up out of the Maya, then you will come back to me. So best practice is to try to study Bhagavatam, not read Bhagavatam. Study Bhagavatam just like you study for exam. Maya 100% gone. If you study Gita with full potency, with whatever effort you can do, asking questions, you will know who is Supreme Personality, what are we? Are we a soul or what? So we will know our constitutional position. Third, if you want to have the rag, prem of Krishna, then you study the scriptures of our Goswamis, just like Chaitanya Charitamrita, Bhakti Rasa Sindhu, Ujjwal Neelmani. You study those scriptures. That will give you the nectar. That will give you the essence. That will make you the part of the family of Krishna. So let's move on. The next is Krishna has 4 categories of names. We're still on the first point, which is the essence of Bhagavatam. We'll get to the cantos after this. So the 4 categories of names: Guna names, Purush names, Leela names, maternal names. Krishna has 4 categories of names. So Guna names are like they are based upon Krishna's expansion, creation, opulences, activities, like Brahma, absolute truth, Shabd Brahma, Parampar Brahma, Ishwar, Satya, Hari. They are all Guna names. These qualitative names. His Purusha name like Bhagavan, Uttam Shlok, Mahamuni, Mahapurush, Adi Purush, Mahavishnu, Garbhodaksha Vishnu, Shirodaksha Vishnu, Supreme Person, Supreme Personality of God, Vishnu, Narayan. These are all his Purusha names. Leela name based upon Krishna's pastime by his given by his devotees or his associates, like Madan Mohan, Giridhar, Kanhaiya, Shyam Sundar, Muralidhar, Govinda, etc. These are his Leela names. Maternal names are Krishna and Ram. Ram is the name given by Gargacharya to Lord Balaram. But he said because he will be strongest among all, so he will be also known as Balram. So we always say Balram. So these are 2 names of maternal given by Gargacharya in Nanda Goshala. So these are 4 categories of names. So now, sometimes we read and we say, Shri Vishnu said this, Shri Vishnu appeared, Shri Hari. In Bhagavatam, you will see. If you okay, for example, you take Bhagavatam of other Acharya, you will see a lot of this. But if you see Bhagavatam Prabhupada, he has intermixed these names with Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Even though it's Narayan, he said Krishna. Because I just said the 4 categories of names of Krishna. So he always called by his original name. Prabhupada always try to call by his original name all the time. Not by Narayan or Vishnu. Somewhere, a lot of places, Prabhupada also called with different, his Guna names or Purush names. But a lot of time, majority of the time, he's trying to say Krishna. Even in his lecture, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Krishna appeared, Krishna met. So we should not get carried away with this thing that, oh, Vishnu said this, but Krishna didn't say this. It's Krishna, same personality, different name, based upon his activities. So we should understand what is activity, what is pastime. Activity is something when Krishna does at a cosmos level, at the creation level. Pastime is something when he's with his devotees. So you will see throughout Bhagavatam, activities, pastime, activity, majority of activities when you go to 10 to 10, you will see pastimes. Pastime is more relished by his devotees or his associate. Otherwise, at a cosmos level, once I asked a question to Guru Maharaj, what's the difference between Vishnu and Krishna? One line answer, very good answer. I remember it, I never forget. When Krishna is at home, when the Supreme Personality is at home, he is called Krishna. When he is at work, he is Vishnu. Simple way to remember. Or Vishnu or Narayan. So these are the names. Now let's get into the next one. All the knowledge is given to first person in this cosmos, in our universe. Is first person is Brahma. So Krishna gave, Bhagwan Narayan gave 4 verses, which is documented in our Bhagavatam. But he detailed all those 4 verses to Lord Brahma. So it's called Chatur Shloki or Uttam Shlok. It is listed in Bhagavatam, 2nd canto, chapter 9, 33, 34, 35, 36. This is by Lord Narayan, because when he was reciting this to Brahma, Bhagwan Shankarshan was there as well. So he heard all that. So then he recited, Lord Shankarshan recited this to Chaturkumar later on. So which is in chapter canto 3, chapter 9, 32, 33, 41, 42. These are the 4 verses. 4 verses explaining 2 things: Gyan and Vigyan. Gyan is one in all and all in one. Vigyan means to know the science behind his form, his qualities, his supremacy, and his activities. All this Maya, to know the science under Maya. So these are the 2 high-level categories in Uttam Shloka and 4th Shloka, the 2 things, which relate to the Abhiday and Prayojan. There are three subject matters: Sambandh, Abhiday, and Prayojan. Whole Bhagavatam is based upon this. If you don't know those 3, you will never understand Bhagavatam. Sambandh, Abhiday, Prayojan. So these 2 words, this Uttam Shlok lead to Prayojan and Abhiday and Prayojan. So then he spoke these to Brahma, and then Brahma comes to Narad Muni, and then Vyasadev, and comes down. On the other side, from Sankarshan to Chaturkumar, Sankarshan Rishi, and then to Maitri Muni, and so on. And then to Vidurvan. You will see 2 shaka. One is Narayani shaka, Narayani branch, one is Sankarshani branch. After this creation, after having these 2 branches, you see in the Narayani, there are other 4 sampradayas underneath, after created. But originally it was only 1. So this is how the setup is in Bhagavata. This is fully explained by, very nicely explained by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Bhagavatam is a kalpa vriksha, desire fulfilling tree. It fulfills your desire. You have material or non-material desire, it will fulfill. But a devotee always asks for non-material, because material will last only for so long, then you again, same story. Bhagavatam clarifies, Canto 4, clarifies dharma, arth, काम and moksha. Dharma, arth, काम and moksha. Who is the exemplary in dharma? Lord Shiva. Artha, can anybody guess? Dhruv Maharaj. Kam. No, sorry, Kam is Dhruv Maharaj. Moksha, Gajendra, and there's one more personality. So these are the for Dharma, Arth, Kam, Moksha. Pachetas, Pachetas, for liberation. Pachetas and Gajendra. Arth, Dharma, Arth, Prithu Maharaj. Prithu Maharaj. Earth. Because he wants earth. Earth was not, people were starving to death and he wants everything. He wants rain and everything. So he chastised Mother Earth. So then he, for the benefit of the citizen, so he wants earth development. So he was an example. Prithu Maharaj. The next is two personalities in Bhagavad. One is Parikshit, other is Uddhava, to whom Bhagavad was spoken. Parikshit we all know. Uddhava, before Krishna left his abode, he spoke on especially on Varnashram. Whole canto 10 between Maitri Muni and Vidur. So you will see all that part of Bhagavatam spoken by the Supreme Personality and also by Sukdev Goswami. Vyas to Sukdev Goswami and to Sudji. And so you will see that Parikshit heard Bhagavatam. Parikshit is the only personality who heard Bhagavatam at birth and when leaving the body. At birth, he has the seeing Supreme Personality is also compared as you have now realized Bhagavatam. He saw Supreme Personality at time of birth, and when he's leaving his body, he also heard Bhagavatam. There he having a darshan, here is Shabd Brahma or Bhagavatam is his having. So he's a very unique personality, having Krishna with him all the time. Uddhav, who resemble Krishna and most dear to Krishna, cousin of Krishna, because Krishna didn't go to Badrika Ashram. He traveled everywhere, didn't go to Badrika Ashram. And those there sages were doing meditation and all that. But they don't know much about the devotional service. So Uddhava was sent specially for this purpose to talk about the devotional service, Bhakti Yoga. The word is Bhakti Yoga. To talk about Bhakti Yoga to the sages there. Uddhava was also sent to Gopis, but that's a different thing. So one last point is, one point out of all this, one to take home is, when you read Bhagavad or any other scriptures, if it is mentioned Narayan, Vishnu, Sat or Hari, all Krishna, is all Krishna. Prabhupada has repeatedly used the word Krishna. Some places you will not see, but if you're devotee, remember this, the confusion is gone. Then he is only dealing with one personality. They are not 5, 10, 15 different personalities. Right? So this is something we should take home, remember from the essence, or other than all the points we talked about. Before I get to the next, any question on the essence, only on the essence, before I get to the skanda. The reason I'm saying is because then when you get to Skanda, it's a little bit more into it. This is very, very high. This is like what I talked about is like from 30,000 feet. Looking at Bhagavatam from 30,000 feet. You're looking at about, try to understand the verbiage and the buzzwords in Bhagavatam so that we can read it properly.
Prabhu, the original Bhagavatam written by Prithviraj, is it the same that we see now, or has it been different?
Okay, nobody talked about this, but this insignificant doctrine, see, things been added to it. Like what Vyasvasa wrote, and then you see Sutuvacha, Sukuvacha, right? So these been added on. And personalities, authorities. So, oh yeah, like Sukdev Goswami is not a, he's not, he's considered to be at the spiritually at the higher level even from his father. No, he didn't add when documenting it, writing it. So the writer gave dialogue in this too. The writer of this added Sukuvacha, Sutuvacha into this. In Bhagavatam, which we see today.
So how many cantos did we have?
Same, 12 cantos. All same, but a little bit of substance is added to it. Each for clarity's sake. That's all. For clarity's sake. There's nothing so content is same. It's just more clarity, just like we read Prabhupada. Prabhupada has added in commentary section lot of stuff which is not before. So he said for clarity's sake. They added. It's not just like they are violating something. No.
So you said 5 for Vishnu, 9, 5 for Brahma, 9 for Vishnu, 4 for Mahesh.
For Lord Shiva.
Out of the 9, you said the 9th one for Vishnu was Bhagavatam. Is it the same Bhagavatam as what we have?
Right.
What we have is commentary, Vedanta.
No, this is the same, exact same.
The 9th.
The 9th one was written at the end. After that, Vyasvasa put his pen. Didn't write anything after that. That's it, done.
But then follow-up question would be, who was not satisfied and you said that Narayana is much advising glorified.
Right.
Then he wrote Vedanta. So what is, so how do we understand?
No, the last item before this was Mahabharata. After that, this Vedanta Sutta was written before. Bhagavatam was the last one, as I understand. After that, he put his pen. He said, no more writing.
So now the that the 9th one, what we say, is after the advice of Narayana.
I'm just giving them the sequence so that putting separate or separating them out, that's all. It's not in a chronological sequence. So this is the one verse. Swarge satte kailashe vaikuntena tirasa tattviti ubhagya mama munchita karichi. Satte swarge kailashe, not in Satyalok. Satyalok is Brahmalok. Satte swarge, not in Swargalok. Kailash. Vaikuntena, even in Vaikunt, it is not there. It is only here. Because someone can ask why. Because in the spiritual plane, birth system is not there. Birth system is in this immortal world. So this is why Krishna comes here to have mother, father, bird, all these pastimes. Because there is no birth. No one dies, no birth. Only created beings. Beings been created. In Nitya Leela, Krishna goes out from his abode, goes somewhere. Nitya Leela having in Vrindavan on Bhom Vrindavan, we call this Bhom Vrindavan or Gokul Vrindavan. So here, Krishna takes birth. Similarly, other cosmos, other planetary system, Krishna is taking birth. So that is called Nitya Leela. In Nitya Leela, sometimes devotees, when you when a pure devotee, when he leaves his body, sometimes goes to that Nitya Leela. Usually, a Vaishnav in our tradition doesn't want to go to Goloka. They want to go to his Nitya Leela. Some devotees want to go to a Prakat Leela. A Prakat Leela means Leela is happening in Bhom Vrindavan, but it's not seen by everyone. They want to go there. So this is a discussion in Raga Bhakti. We can talk about some other time. Here we're talking, Prabhupada taught us Vidhi Bhakti, not Raga Bhakti. Raga Bhakti you experience, Vidhi Bhakti you practice by instructions. You know, you say, Uttam Adhikari, Madhyam Kanishta Adhikari, they're on Vidhi Bhakti. Raga Bhakti there is no, they're all Uttam. So we don't, because Prabhupada only focus on the Vidhi Bhakti so that people can understand. Otherwise, Raga, you are born in it. Just like I asked a question to a sage in Vrindavan, what is the difference between Vidhi and Raga? He said it's like two branches of a tree. You cannot jump from here to there. The two branches. Only way you can jump from here to here, only under two conditions. What are the two conditions? If someone started in Vidhi Bhakti, he wants to go to Raga Bhakti, only in the two conditions. One, he from his previous birth, he has already executed devotional service. He is already there, so he started here. Then he will come in contact with some rasik, and then he will execute his devotional service under the Rag Bhakti, or in English we say spontaneous Bhakti. So second, if you have the mercy of a rasik devotee, rasik means who is practicing Rag Bhakti, Ragatmik Bhakti, the one who is practicing Ragatmik Bhakti, if you have his mercy, if he is very pleased with you, have his mercy, you will immediately move from here, your taste will change. Coming here. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, chapter 19 to 24, you must read, devotees must read those chapters, because there it says how one can get the Rag Bhakti. With Vidhi Bhakti, one goes to Vaikuntha planet. Remember this, one goes to Vaikuntha planet. It is documented, I think verse number 85, 86. Documented where? With Raga Bhakti, you go to Vrindavan. If somebody wants to go to Vrindavan after this life, you have to execute Raga Bhakti. But for Raga Bhakti, it cannot be executed the way we execute our lives here. You have to execute the one whose heart is in Vrindavan, who is in Vrindavan, whose mode is in Vrindavan. Total different discussion. We will talk about some other time.
I have one question for you. So you said Krishna and the difference between Krishna and the Vishnu is that Krishna is home and then Vishnu is at work. So now
Krishna is at work. He is Vishnu. Vishnu or Narayan.
Right. So can you just little bit elaborate on that, Prabhu? Because so when this Krishna is actually killing, who's actually killing? Because Krishna is actually working, right? So then who's actually killing? Vishnu is the one killing, or
No.
Krishna is the one killing?
That is Vasudeva Krishna. In the past time, all the demons killed, Krishna doesn't touch it. He doesn't do any no haramari, no killing business. Vasudeva Krishna. This is Nandanandan Krishna, who never leaves Vrindavan. Never leaves Vrindavan.
So then what do you mean by Krishna at work and then Krishna at...
I will come to this. When we talk about cantos,
Okay.
I'll explain.
Okay.
It's in third canto. I'll explain. I'll tell a very high level. Okay. So now, Bhagavatam has 12 cantos, right? Actual Bhagavatam start from third canto. Actual Bhagavatam actually, okay, in the beginning we did Mangalacharan. Om Ajnana Tevandasya, right? Shukdev Goswami did Mangalacharan at 2.4 from 12 to 20, 12 to 24. Yeah, 12 to 24. So, Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 4, and verse number 12 to 24. This is in Sukdev Goswami Manga. Why? Because when he hear Bhagavatam, when he hear the questions, he was so excited. He just said, give me question. Give me all your question, all your question, all your question. So he was busy listening to the questions. He only answered few, only the pillars. Other than that, he will just continue listening. He was so excited. And then, okay, now let me start. So then he did the Mangalacharan. And then he started with what? Very first thing? Creation. Unless there is a creation, there is no substance. You can't talk. You don't know. No one is living on the planet then if there is no creation. So this is where the creation starts. So the verse is Bhagavatam 2:10:1. It is Shri Suk Uvacha Atra Sarvo Visarvacha Sthanam Pusham Utiha Manmantra Ishanu Katha Nirodha Mukti Ashraya. These are the 10 words in here which represent each canto. 2:10:1 tells us what's the Vedic name of a canto. Okay, so let's start with number 1. As we see in our dear Bhagavatam, we call it asking question for spiritual perfection. His Vedic name is Adhikara Rupan. Adhikara Rupan means this is my adhikar. Adhikar means this is my what do you say? This is my right to know. This is my right to know. Just like son has a right on the father, mother. Similarly, right to know, I'm right to know. So Adhikar Rupan. Canto 1 is Adhikar Rupan. So when one is about to die, what one should do? This is the question. Die means he is dying in 7 days, but we don't know when we will die. So we all should have this question. What one should do to achieve this spiritual perfection? This is in one line, that whole canto. Yeah. Because there's a qualified personality sitting there. They are excited to ask questions. And Sukadeva Goswami is excited to hear those questions. So it's Adhikar Rupan. They're right. Then next one is establishing faith as a listener. So it's called Shroti Shraddha Rupan. Shroti means listening. Shraddha means establishing faith. By listening, establishing faith. That's the second canto. So it is about the process to establish faith in one's heart and to engage in devotional service. So this is canto 2. Now we are getting to the real business. Next canto 3, Sarg. Sarg means creation of material universe by the Supreme Personality. There are 2 words called Sarg and Visarg. Sarg means original creation. Visarg means subsequent creation. So Sarg, original creation. How that all happened? So when Brahma was created, I'm not going into how Brahma got created because there will be a long discussion. Brahma was meditating and he wants to know whom should I ask, who's my father, what should I do? So while he was meditating, then he heard Uttam Shloka. And then after hearing Uttam Shloka, he was confused again. Meditation, second time meditation. Then Krishna showed him his Virat Roop, his universal form. He says, look, everything is in me. All elements of creation is within me. All creation, all planets are within me. You see, so he saw all elements, everything within him. So in Canto 11, chapter 23, it describes about how many elements of creation. Some says 1, some says 3, 5, 28, 10, goes up to 28. Widely accepted is 24. So we stick to widely. Like Uddhav asked Krishna, Why so confusion? Why not? He says it's based upon the knowledge level of the philosopher who is saying this thing. So he says they all are correct. As long as they are connecting all of them to me, then it's all correct. Okay. So in the Sarg, in the material creation, Purushavatar comes first. Krishna, Balaram, to Chaturvyu is Padma, Anirudh, Vasudev, and Sankarshan. From Sankarshan, just like from Sankarshan, another side, all these four views have another views. So let's focus on ours. So from Sankarshan comes the Mahavishnu. One of the shoot is, or one of the branches, Mahavishnu. From their material creation, everything, all these other views, all spiritual creation. Just like Mahavishnu takes care of material, Shankarshan takes care of spiritual. So here the creation starts. Mahavishnu, then he creates the multiple universes, all these universes, and then in each universes he incarnates again as Garbhodaksha Vishnu and then Shivodaksha Vishnu. Where they are located, we can talk about when we talk about the Brahman, because there's a whole different chapter. I've documented all this. That's stuff. So we are actual location of all these personalities in our Brahman. So it's a mini Vaikunt in our Brahman where they reside. Shirodaksha Vishnu and Garbhodaksha at the bottom. Right? So this is Sarg. So when he displays all this, now Lord says, Brahma, you now go and start the creation. You have seen all this. I have provided you with all the ingredients, all the planetary systems being created. That's next. Then Visarg. Visarg is Canto 4. Well, that was Canto 3, now this is Canto 4. Canto 4 is the material, feeding the material world, populating the material world. Manus, Prajapatis, demigods, sages, everything. Human beings, birds, vegetation, all this. There are 10 steps. First 5 steps by the Supreme Personality, rest is by Brahma. And then furthermore, the creation, the sequence of all this, we can talk about, because that's a whole long subject. So today we will talk about the subsequent creation by Brahma. That's called Visarg, and that is documented in Canto 4. So everything going in sequence. First questions, then Krishna shows the whole thing, Brahmanda and everyone, then creation starts. All the Vishnus come in place, Lord Shiva comes into place, Prajapatis comes into place, all of them. So when it wraps up, annihilation comes, everyone goes back into Mahavishnu. There are 4 types of annihilation. We can talk about after some other time. Next is Sthiti or Sthan. English, maintaining the order of planetary system. Sthiti or Sthan means, okay, now universe created. Now they have 14 planetary systems. Who will live there? The top 4. Who will live in the Triloki? Who will at the bottom? Where is Pitrulok? Where is Shishamchu Chakra? Where is other planets? Where is Nakshatra? All this. Putting everything order. Who will do what? Who will do what? Ethics and moral rules been set for all of them. That's Sthiti and portion and description of Brahman in this Canto 5. Right? So now creation, the elements of creation. Now number 5, you see all the orders been set for who will live in the Patalok, who will live in the top, and so on and so forth. The next one is portion, taking care, maintaining the living entities. Right? Then everything has been created now. Brahma started the creation. Now someone has to maintain all this. So now maintenance coming to see the sequence nicely going through. So now the next canto is living entities, maintaining the living entities. So So especially through the empowered Lord Brahma and the past incarnation, they start the pushing process. This has been, Krishna has delegated this word to Brahma, and Brahma has delegated this to others in cooperation with the partial incarnations. So the maintenance starts. Like Prajapati, demigods, and other. How to come out? Purpose out of this 14 planetary system, the middle is Triloki. In Triloki, this is the place where we are. There, if one is in this on this planet, you have a chance to go back home. Other, there is no chance to go back home. So this is a place where Krishna has made, where you can go back. So this is when you're setting the city. This is motor world. This is people will enjoy, and so on and so forth. Right? Motion. Uti. Uti is the urge of creation. It's a desire. Four kinds of desire. One is a desire by the devotee. Devotee demigod. Desire. Desire of the asuras. Desires of the devotees, desire of the asuras, and the desire of the ordinary person. And fourth one, desire of the Supreme Personality too. Right? When Prahlad doesn't want anything, he said, no, I want to give you. So that is his desire. See, so desire. So this is Uti, this desires. Talks about four desires. Canto talks about four desires, split into four sections. Next, Canto 8, Man Mantra. Duty of Manu. In English we see duty of Manu, but his name is Man Mantra. So in Man Mantra Canto 8, it is the how Manu set up his descendants, like who will do what, who will setting up the Varnashram system, creating the humanity based upon good qualities, and because Lord Shiva originally very first time after Chaturkumar, he asked Lord. After Chaturkumar, Brahma asked Lord Shiva to start the creation. Then he created all kind of asur and demonic personality. He said, stop. What is going on? You created people and we cannot even manage. So he said, do the same thing you have done in the previous kalpa. He said, okay. So then he went to the next stage. Then he asked Narada, he doesn't want to do it. Then on and on. So in here, Manus, Prajapatis, sages, demigods, partial incarnation, Indra. They manage all this. They are direct under the supervision of the Lord Brahma. Every time there is an issue,